Well, let's go. Let's talk about what actually happened.
Let's
That
do it.
opening
Let's get
segment.
off that.
So the Miz comes out and interrupts Jeremy Piven and Dr. Ken, and he insists to make a match between him and John Cena.
Right.
So then John Cena comes out, and that's when Jeremy Piven went ahead and just total butchered the SummerSlam, the pay-per-view that is coming up.
Summerfest.
It's Summerfest, excuse me, sorry. And they wanted to make a match. It was going to be a final match between John Cena and The Miz in a lumberjack match. And not only was it going to be a lumberjack match, but if The Miz loses, then he is banned at Summerfest. SummerSlam, I'm sorry.
SummerSlam.
And if he wins, if he also loses, then he's also banned from Monday Night Raw. Which, in another way of saying that he's just going to be drafted into another brand, whether it be SmackDown or ECW. I really don't see him going into ECW, so my pick is probably going to be SmackDown. Evan Bourne versus Jack Swagger. Now, I am a mark for Jack Swagger. The guy is great.
And I like Evan Bourne, man.
And he just destroyed Evan Bourne.
Yeah, that wasn't even like a challenge.
Which kind of
I was surprised that they put that match together.
Well, it's a great match. I mean, it's a great matchup. Whoever booked that knew what they were doing. They just didn't know how to do it last week when they made Jack Swagger look like a total bitch. But they went ahead and they bumped up Jack Swagger back to his dominating side, which he pretty much took care of Evan Bourne. And matter of fact, Swagger went ahead and after the match was over, started to do some, the body splashes off the second rope, kind of like the Vader bombs.
Yeah.
Like Vader used to do.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time.
It's Vader time.
That guy wore a jockstrap for a wrestling gimmick, dude. But MVP comes out and makes a save. So your winner, Jack Swagger. And, the MVP looked like he had a little bit more energy, so I don't know if he was told something or what.
I really like that feud, man. I'm excited to see that continue.
Yeah,
And you know what I like? The fact that they put Jack Swagger versus Evan Bourne instead of another Jack Swagger MVP match. They gave it a break and still continued it with a run-in.
Yeah, you don't want to...
You know what I mean? I like that kind of stuff. Keep building it slowly without them fighting every week.
Well, yeah, it kind of brings you back to... I mean, I'm not calling Evan Bourne a jobber. I think he's much, much more talent than that. But back in the 90s, remember, the only time you're going to see the two talents fight each other was at the pay-per-views. In between, on Superstars, on like Fox Channel, they would fight the jobbers.
Right.
And if there was anything that happened, kind of like what Swagger did, then the person who they were going to fight that weekend or that pay-per-view would do a run-in and make a save.
Right. Very classic. Very clean. I loved it.
Yeah. So, I like that.
That was a highlight for me on Raw.
And again, I'm not calling Evan Bourne a jobber. I'm just saying, he
played the part well to set up that MVP run-in.
Yeah, I think it kind of made the feud look a little bit more better.
Right.
Jeremy Piven is chilling with the Divas in the back. And a very, very, again, loose cannon Dr. Ken comes in. And makes fun of the Big Show a little bit. And, of course, the Show is right behind him.
Right.
And the Show wants a match with Shaq. But Piven goes ahead and says, forget about that. That's a poor idea. But instead books him to a U.S. title match with Kofi Kingston.
Right.
Mickie James and the stripper Gail Kim. And again, stripper. Did you see her outfit this last Monday?
I like Gail Kim, man.
I do too. With a $50 bill behind it.
No.
Versus Beth Phoenix and Jillian Hall, the return of Jillian Hall.
Which was a pretty good match.
Again, I mean, it
had no story, it had nothing behind it yet, because just the simple fact that we lost Maurice, so we're kind of starting all over again, but it was still a good match they put together.
Okay, well, look, I think the reason why they set up this match in particular is because Mickie James, they're kind of angling to see if Beth Phoenix is going to be in the running for the belt.
Right.
But then there's rumors because of Maurice is out, there's not that many girls that are heels that could compete with Mickie James.
Right.
For the exception of Gail Kim.
Gail Kim would be an awesome match with Mickie James.
So they're thinking about making Gail Kim a heel.
I have no problem with that as long as they start giving her some mic time now. She has to build that character now. It can't just be like, okay, pay-per-view time, go out there, you're the heel.
Yeah, so expect a couple of more tag team matches in the next couple of weeks leading up to SummerSlam with Mickie James and Gail Kim as partners.
Right.
Only because, to make that feud happen. The 2-on-1 handicap match, Cody Rhodes with Ted DiBiase versus Triple H. Legacy versus Triple H. This match was very poor. Very poor.
Very poor.
And, if you know Triple H like we do, there was no way he should have really lost this match.
Yep.
Not clean, I guess, with Cody Rhodes. I mean,
I was surprised that they did that.
I was surprised too, but again,
and that was another kind of highlight for me. Even though the match was kind of lame, was the simple fact that they did something clean.
Well, yeah, they did it clean, but there was a reason for it.
Yeah.
And again, they teased DX with Triple H saying that, let's see, let me read this here. Let me find out. Down here, and it says, after the match, right? The whole match, by the way, took 11 minutes and 21 seconds. But after the match, Triple H grabs the microphone and says that, every week these guys beat him every week. And he used to be good at this gang warfare stuff, and that maybe he needs to get a new group going, or maybe he needs to bring back an old group. And he hinted with Evolution, but then he took a shot at Randy, saying he's a jerk. Very surprisingly, he took a shot at Batista, saying that he's injured all the time. Yep. And what really surprised me is that he kind of took a shot at Ric Flair, saying that he's signing autographs at the VFW. Now, Ric Flair's no-compete contract, his clause is up pretty damn soon.
Yep.
So, I mean, he could be going to, Ring of Honor, which he has very interest in. He's been going back and forth. Actually, he's been exchanging words with Bret Hart, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Flair's saying, who the hell's Bret Hart? And Bret Hart's saying that Flair's overrated.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a huge thing. Now, I don't know if it's a part of an angle with Ring of Honor or not, but I like to see that continue on Ring of Honor. That'd be great. That would get some ratings up. And I know that Bret Hart's not going to compete at all, but I mean, still, his presence is a rating getter. And if Vince don't wake up and stop kissing ass to productions for movies, to only angle himself with better promotions and productions with his movies, like this movie with Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
You know what? People are very forgiving if it's for the right price. The $1 Million Man had the greatest line ever, is that everyone has a price.
Damn right.
Everyone has a price. And you know what? To get back Bret Hart, hey, you know what? Open up your pockets, open up your wallets. And if you want ratings, you want merchandise being sold, why don't you, bring Bret Hart as a host?
Damn right.
I think it would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Bret Hart actually more than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't get me started on that.
Oh, please do.
Here's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, here we go. Look, Stone Cold Steve Austin is a life member of the WWE. Vince is not going to let him go. But, okay, I get it. He's injured. But what has he done for the fans in the WWE lately? Instead of, he's not... he's broke. He's going broke. He's hurting for money.
He needs some money, man.
He needs some money. And Vince needs some ratings.
Damn right. It's a perfect mix.
And he needs some merchandise being sold.
It's a perfect mix.
And he needs more, content on Raw. So why don't he become the Raw host? How come he hasn't been the Raw host yet?
Now, why do you think Stone Cold is not coming around anymore?
Because I think he can give a crap. I think he can.
But what do you think it is, though? Like, honestly.
I think it's pride.